Welcome to Classical 95.9 WCRI's Conducting Conversations with your host, Mike Mano. 1 hour of music and conversation with notable people in the arts, bringing you the stories of how music has impacted their lives. The show will give a behind-the-scenes look at the guest's background, interests, or special project.
Conducting Conversations is brought to you by Roberts Musical Instruments. From sheet music and brand name instruments to rentals, repairs, lessons, and more. Roberts Musical Instruments is your key to musical success. Call 823-5459. That's 823-5459.
And now here's your host, Mike Mano.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to Conducting Conversations. Tonight we have a very special guest in the studio. She is the representative of the Mary D. Fund on Block Island. Her name is Marguerite Donnelly. And those of you that are on the island probably already know her. Welcome to the program, Marguerite.
Thank you, Mike. It's a great pleasure to be here. Thank you for having me.
It's great to have you. We want to find out everything there is to know about the Mary D. Fund and about you. Let's start with the fact that we found before the show we had a few minutes to talk to each other, and we both were living in Warwick, Rhode Island in the late 1950s.
Yes, Mike. I was a baby in Warwick in 1958 when my parents decided to have a grand adventure and take the four of us. They had 4 children then. Later, we became 7 children. And my parents made the bold, adventurous move and took us all the way to Block Island, Rhode Island.
To live.
To live.
All right, not just for a day, weekend, or anything, but this was it.
Yes, my dad was in the telephone company, AT&T, and they needed a lineman and a telephone man. And Daddy thought, what a great place to move for an adventure and to work toward his radio hours. And Mom, being a good-natured, adventurous person, thought, wow, as much as they loved Warwick, that would be quite a journey to take.
Absolutely.
To raise their kids.
Bring them up on an island.
Yes.
All right, so that's how it all started, and that was in the late 1950s.
Yep, 1958.
And the part of that, you mentioned your dad, but the part that most people are familiar with is your mom, Mary.
Yes, God bless her. I miss her every day.
And she was a nurse at that time?
Yes, she was, Mike. She had gone on leave with me as a baby. And when they moved to the island, and my poor grandparents thought they had moved us to the ends of the earth, there was no year-round priest, so my poor grandmother was beside herself. But after several visits to the island, they realized they hadn't brought us to the ends of the earth, but really over the rainbow to this beautiful community. And so the governor, Rhode Island is still, it's the smallest state, yet so great. And we still know each other in this way, which is wonderful. The governor learned that the telephone man's wife was a nurse. And there was no year-round medical personnel on the island. So the governor's office reached out to Mom to become the Rhode Island visiting state nurse.
Wow.
Yes. And as we say, the rest is history.
Well, we're going to find out a lot about that history, but one of the reasons that Marguerite is here today, not only long overdue to have on the program, because some of our listeners may not be aware that our broadcast tower is actually on Block Island. And most islanders know that, but if you're listening other parts of the world to us, whether you're listening on the air or on the web, as they say, because Marguerite, you may not be aware of this, but we have hundreds of thousands of listeners worldwide that listen via the internet. So it's great to have you on the program, A Touch of Rhode Island History. We're going to find out a lot about you, but I started to say that you were here to promote the Mary D. Ball, which is an annual occasion, and along with that, believe it or not, on the very same night, the 61st annual Barbershop a cappella concert which is going to be at St. Andrew's Church, which I've been involved with. Yes, that's right. All 61 years. And we're interested in going back this year and having a great time. And the proceeds will benefit the Mary D. Fund. So we're putting two things together here. And I'm going to play just a song right at this point, just to kind of get us in the mood. This is an older recording of my quartet singing a familiar tune, but you will hear it on the concert if you attend, and I'll give you those details after the song.
I got the world on a string, sitting on a rainbow, got the string around my finger. What a world, what a life, love, love, so in love. I've got a song that I sing, I can make the rain go anytime I move my finger. What a world, what a life, I'm in love, so in love now. Life is a beautiful thing to hold, as long as I hold the string, and I be a silly so-and-so. Do I should ever let go? I've got the world on a string, sitting on a rainbow, got the string around my finger. What a world, what a life, do you do in love?
That was the old Frank Sinatra tune, World on a String, and my quartet will be there singing that song. We'll have a couple quartets, and we'll have Eddie Dillon, the famous Irish composer and singer who actually toured with the Clancy Brothers, will be on the show also. So we're calling it a cappella and a little more, because Eddie's not very tall. But but he is a great guy. He's been out to the island many times, and we'll look forward to doing the show with him. So let's get back to Mary D. So now the governor has appointed her the nurse.
The state nurse, Mike, she was actually worked for over 50 years as the visiting state nurse, and she was the last visiting state nurse in Rhode Island.
Wow.
Yes.
And that's part of a PBS special that ran a few years ago, right? All of that history. If you can get a chance to dig that out,
Yeah.
Not sure if it's on YouTube or not, or if you can get it out from PBS. Sometimes they archive those things.
Yes.
But that was a great special, which explained a lot of this in much more detail than we're going to have time for. But she became a nurse and became, obviously, someone that everyone on the island knew.
Yes, and we were welcomed so warmly as a family, Mike. You know, this was not, there were about 300 people out there then, and we still try to welcome our new families like they welcomed us. So warm. So Mom got to know everyone. She was also the school nurse, and Daddy, of course, my dad, being the only telephone man, got to know everybody and went door to door, repairing telephones or trying to install a telephone. And he became part of fire and rescue. And with Mom being...
Everybody wore a lot of hats.
Oh, and they still do. They still do. And Mom, I started school extra early because the school was so kind. With Mom as the school nurse, if she had a house call to go on, my elementary teacher... Gertrude Ball O'Brien would say, Mary, just leave Marguerite with me. She can be my teaching assistant. And I was about 2.5. So it was that kind of working together and caring for each other. And, Mom and Dad both found that with these beautiful, especially Mom, that there was a need beyond just her medical care. And that's really how the Mary D. Fund started.
And the Mary D. Fund has been going for about 40 years now, right?
Actually, over 50, Mike.
Over 50. Okay.
Over 50.
I'm behind times.
Ah.
So over 50 years, and
Yes.
people have been kind enough to support that and help out the people that need the help.
Yes.
Right?
We, Father Randall, the priest at St. Andrew at the time, because Mom's life not only is a devoted wife and mother, but Mom's life was one of faith. And Father Randall noticed that Mom was not only caring for her patients medically, but Mom saw a need and paid out of pocket for utilities, rent, food, necessities. And so Father Randall, with our beautiful ecumenical community, gathered with Tony Pappas at the Harbor Baptist Church and others, and they started the Mary D. Fund so that people could donate to the fund to help Mom, who, Daddy went to heaven way too soon. So Mom, as a mother of 7, was caring for others like our own United Way, in about every way imaginable. So that's how the fund started, with wonderful support.
And it does take a village to continue to support that.
Yes.
And that's one of the reasons the a cappella concert will be giving benefits to the Mary D. Fund, along with the Mary D. Ball, which we'll talk about in a few moments, which is a huge event.
Yes.
And that's going to be on the same night, which is coming up in a couple weeks. It's going to be the 26th of July. And both things are happening simultaneously. The concert starts at 8 o'clock. The Mary D. Ball starts at
5.
5 o'clock. Okay. So you can go to the Mary D. Ball and then come to the concert.
Yes.
The concert will be at St. Andrew Church, and that's on Chapel Street. Everybody pretty much knows where that is. Tickets will be available at the door, and I already mentioned the groups that will be there. And the ball, can people still buy tickets to the ball?
They can, Mike. They can buy them by sending a check. It's a suggested donation of $100 per ticket, and they can send a check to the Mary D. Fund, P.O. Box 323, Block Island, Rhode Island. And that's where, too, perhaps they won't be on the island, but we have generous, caring donors from across the state of Rhode Island and beyond. So if anyone would like to give to our cause, we always appreciate any donation. Every donation is a very big one in our book.
There you go. And the same goes true for the concert. If you'd like tickets for the concert, or if you'd like to send a check in honor of the concert, the a cappella part of it that's been going on, the barbershop quartets that have been going there for over 60 years, you can use that same address.
Yes.
And donate in that fashion. Or just more importantly for us is hopefully you show up at the
Yes.
door, buy a ticket. Those tickets are only $20, so you can either bring 5 people to the a cappella
Yes.
show or go yourself to the Mary D. Ball.
Exactly. And Mike, Mom is celebrating in heaven. You're sharing your date with us. The Sullivan House needed our normal weekend. We never are on the same weekend. But what a great weekend to celebrate great music and a great cause. So it's wonderful that we're on the same weekend, because Mom loved you and this event so much, never missing and always celebrating your generosity toward the Mary D. Fund.
Well, it's a great concert. It was always a treat to have her in the audience and have her get up and be acknowledged for the wonderful things that she did. We're going to do another song before we take our first break. This is my quartet a few years ago singing, kind of ties into what you were just saying. It's called On My Way to Heaven. It was written by Bill Gaither, who is a longtime gospel songwriter, and he gave us this tune a few years ago. We will be also doing this in the concert. We'll listen to this, take a short break, and be back with more. Well, I'm
on my way to heaven, and I'm so glad. I'm on my way to heaven, and I'm so glad. On my way to heaven, and I'm so glad. 'cause the devil can't do me no harm, no harm.
Well, I remember the day that I found him. Well, I remember the day I made a start. I remember the time that I knelt at the altar and it changed this poor boy's heart.
Well, I'm sanctified and holy and I'm so glad. Oh, I'm sanctified and holy and I'm so glad. Sanctified and holy and I'm so glad. 'Cause the devil can't do me no harm. Well, there's no use telling me God's not living. There's no use to weave that evil spell. I talk this morning to the great and mighty power, said he is alive and well. I'm so glad. I'm so glad. I'm so glad. Well, I'm so glad. Don't you know? I'm so glad. Well, the devil, he don't like it, and I'm so glad. The devil, he don't like it, and I'm so glad. The devil, he don't like it, I'm so glad. 'Cause the devil can't do me no harm. Oh, no, no. Devil can't do me no harm. Don't you know well? The devil can't do me no harm. No, I said the devil can't do me no harm.
Block Island's Mary D. Fund is the subject of tonight's Conducting Conversations. I'm Mike Mano, very pleased to be sitting with Marguerite Donnelly, who is now in charge of this fund after the passing of her mom. And Marguerite, about how many years ago was that?
About 3 years ago, Mike.
Okay.
Seems like forever, but Mom is with me every day in spirit. And I actually had worked with Mom, alongside Mom, which was a great privilege and joy, for about 20 years doing the Mary D. Fund with Mom.
Now, the Mary D. Fund works a little differently than a lot of charities that I know of anyway. People don't receive grants or money from the Mary D. Fund.
No, and we have branched out, Mike, also. We have a very large scholarship for our high school. Well, actually, our scholarships start in preschool.
Really?
As we know, investing in the education, we've always been the wellness fund. We really care for islanders from cradle to grave, which is such a privilege for those in need and temporary hardships. But we also are very proud of our educational branch, where we provide scholarships for our high school students and get them through college, help get them through college, and also grad school and beyond.
There you go.
And they are the ones, Mike, the beauty of the Mary D. Fund, it's so beautiful because those we help who are experiencing a temporary hardship are the very ones who then give back to help the next person. Mm-hmm. So we partner with those we help because I'll say to them, we need you. And they'll say, you need me. And I'll say, yes, we need you for our community. And so it's this beautiful way that we help each other and just keep it going.
That's an important thing. That's an important thing. Now, when I meant there's no grants or anything like that, how do you handle helping those people?
Well, we meet with them. We do have an office at the medical center, which Mom helped build, and we sit down with them. I sit down with them and say they have an oil bill that they're having trouble with.
Okay.
So I actually pay the actual oil bill.
Oh.
Or, a school tuition bill that they need help with.
Okay.
Or a utility bill.
So it goes directly to
a vendor.
Okay.
And an electric bill. Because what we have found, Mike, is all people do if they open their hearts to others. Who doesn't need help now and then?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yes, and then they really become the ones that help the next person. So it is, I call them our Mary D family, Team Mary D. And and we do a great job. And we're still, Mike, this beautiful island of the wink and the nod. Because those that we help, again, we partner with, and restoring and maintaining their dignity in this process is our most important thing.
Right.
Because to really help someone, you just need them to know how important they are to themselves and their families and our community. And we'd be lost without them.
Right, absolutely. And it goes both ways, as
Yes,
they say.
it
And
does.
what goes around comes around.
Yes.
And, the island is a very unique community.
Yes, it's
There's not a lot of them, in the country that are in this situation where you don't have a hospital.
Yes.
You don't have, you do have the medical center
Yes.
that she helped build. But there are things that you don't have there year-round that
Yes.
people might find themselves all of a sudden in need, and
Yes.
that's where it comes in.
And we are still a seasonal economy, so the jobs come in the summer, but can leave after now Columbus Day.
Yeah.
Used to be Labor Day, but now, fortunately, it's after Columbus Day.
All right, let's get to another piece of music right here. It's involved with the concert that's going to be at St. Andrew Church on Saturday night, the 26th of July. And it's going to be two quartets, Trade Secret Quartet and Street Corner 4. Street Corner 4 is a quartet that's celebrating its 30th anniversary get-together. They hadn't sung for 30 years, got together to do a show at Theater by the Sea last year, and we thought bring it out to the island and let the island hear that quartet. So Street Corner 4 and Trade Secret Quartets, along with Eddie Dillon, who is an interesting, very interesting character. He was played for many years with the Clancy Brothers, toured around the world, has written hundreds and hundreds of songs, and not necessarily all Irish music, as you're going to hear in this next piece. He's a great guitarist. This is called Barber's Lament, and it's Ed playing the guitar. That was Eddie Dillon on the guitar. You can check him out by going to eddiedillon.com. And if you'd like more information about the quartets that are going to be on the show, you can go to Sing NBC. NBC stands for the Narragansett Bay Chorus, of which we are all members. So you can go to singnbc.com and get more information about barbershop quartets and the world of a cappella. Let's get back to the Mary D. Fund and the ball that is going to be happening at the same time, 5 o'clock. So what happens at 5 o'clock?
Oh, Mike, it's really our great night to celebrate our donors who make all the good we do possible. So it's great fun. People pull up to the Sullivan House with that beautiful view of not only Great Salt Pond, but the ocean under the spectacular tent at the iconic Sullivan House. And they are in for a real treat. We start with the music of Jamie and Megan Hennessy. And while you're having a visit with your friends and an hors d'oeuvre or two, and then Sean Kivlahan and Rosalie, our hosts, put on a beautiful buffet and a full dinner. And then John O'Neill is the DJ, and the dancing begins. And Mom started every dancing. And, you know, we're trying to keep up with you. This is your 61st annual Block Island Barbershop Cappella. You know what I'm saying.
Yep.
Yeah.
Concert, yeah.
Yes. And this is our 31st Mary D. Ball.
Well, that's because you're half as young as I am.
Yeah.
So
You're very kind, as always.
well, 31st annual Mary D. Ball?
Yes,
All
the
right.
31st.
Great success. And
Yes.
why don't you give is there a phone number they can call if they want information? Or should they do the P.O. Box?
There's a P.O. Box. We have a Facebook page. The P.O. Box is, again, the Mary D. Fund, P.O. Box 323, Block Island, Rhode Island, 02807. And we do have a Facebook page under Mary Donnelly and a Mary D. Facebook page.
Okay.
And at the moment, that's how you can reach us. You can also Google Mary D, and you'll see the beautiful story of Mom and the fund.
All right. So check that out, and maybe you can be part of the ball and part of the concert, too. We're going to go back to a little piece of music that a lot of people expect Irish guitar players to play, and that, of course, is Danny Boy. We'll listen to Danny Boy, take a short break, and finish up with Marguerite Donnelly and the Mary D. Fund. Block Island's Mary D. Fund is the subject of tonight's Conducting Conversations. I'm Mike Mano, pleased to be sitting with Marguerite Donnelly, who is the second generation, I should say, of the Mary D. Fund, following her mother's footsteps, Mary D. Obviously, the D stood for Donnelly.
Yes.
A lot of people don't perhaps know that or didn't know it, but everyone knew Mary, and now everyone knows Marguerite, and the organization is going strong and continuing, and we're here to tell the audience about two events that are happening on July 26th. One of them is the concert, the a cappella barbershop concert that's going to be at St. Andrew Church starting at 8 o'clock on Saturday night, and tickets will be available for that at the door. That's something that's been going on for 61 years. And then the other event for the Mary D. Fund is the big annual ball that's going to be at the Sullivan House. Now, the Sullivan House isn't right on the beaten path. It's not right downtown, right?
No, Mike, but it is iconic because as people arrive on the ferry, if they look toward the island, it's the magnificent green Victorian that sits above, like right past above the town beach, and their amazing, beautiful big tent that overlooks not only the ocean on one side, but Great Salt Pond on the other.
Right. That tent is iconic.
It is.
Along with the building itself.
And it's so touching that they host us because when Mom's first day as the school nurse on Block Island, around 1950, late 1958, 59, the principal asked a student to show Mom around. And that was Ellen O'Brien, who was a senior. And Ellen's parents owned the property. And Gertrude, her mother, was my catechism teacher. I was the only catechism student in my class, so it was hard to skip.
You graduated at the top of your class.
I did. Well, I should have, but somehow I didn't achieve that. No, I did. And the families have been that close forever. So now for Rosalie and her husband, Sean Kivlahan, with Mike O'Brien, to continue to host us means everything. They do a magnificent job.
Well, it's a great tradition, and I just hope that next year we'll be able to go back to the regular weekends.
We sure will.
So that I can go to the ball and you can come to the concert.
Yes, yes. But what a fun weekend to have a jam-packed weekend celebrating great music and the Mary D.
You know, the long-time Islanders, Peter and Sandy Greenman, were part of the festival for many, many years. They get involved a little bit later, probably I would think somewhere around number 50 or something like that. Peter got involved, and he kind of took over as my island representative. And Peter and Sandy Greenman have both passed away at this point, and we miss them terribly. But I have great memories of both of them and their beautiful house that's right up near the airport. And the house is an older home from the island, built many, many years ago. As a matter of fact, Marguerite, you ready to be impressed?
Yes, Mike.
I think I'm going to tell you something you don't know about the island. All right? There was a man that lived in that house named Arthur Penn. Do you know what Arthur Penn did?
Did he write a song?
Oh, very
about
good.
Smiling Through?
Wow. See, this is completely unrehearsed. You're hearing it. You're hearing the great intellect of Marguerite Donnelly.
And my love of music.
Right. So Arthur Penn was a man that was a Tin Pan Alley songwriter, actually. Wrote a song called Smilin' Through about a cottage on the, probably only about a mile or so away from the airport. And it's a beautiful, beautiful spot. And the song, a little interesting history on that, he threw it away. He didn't like it. And his secretary took it out of the trash.
Wow.
And as a surprise to him, she had it published, and it became a hit. And it's all about the island. So listen to this beautiful rendition. The quartet you're going to hear came to Block Island for the Barbershop Festival for many years. They were the world champions, called the Boston Common, and they were on the island for many, many years. This is the song, their rendition of Smilin' Through.
There's a little brown road winding over the hill to a little white cot by the sea. There's a little green gate at whose trellis I wait, while two eyes of blue come smiling through at me, at me. There's a gray lock or two in the brown of her hair. There's some silver in mine too, I see. But in all the long years when the clouds brought their tears, those two eyes of blue kept smiling through at me, at me. And if ever I'm left in this world all alone, I shall wait for my call patiently. For if heaven be kind, I shall wake there to find those two eyes of blue still smiling through at
The song Smilin' Through by the Boston Common, international quartet champions of the Barbershop Harmony Society, who spent many a summer on Block Island doing the festival. This year, the festival one more time will be on July 26th, coming up in just a short time. That's going to be Saturday night at 8 o'clock at St. Andrew Church on Chapel Street, and tickets will be available at the door. And also on that evening, the Mary D. Ball at the Sullivan House at 5 o'clock. And you can get tickets for that as well. And you can donate to both of those events if you so wish by sending to a P.O. Box
323 Block Island, Rhode Island, 02807. And Mike, we're actually, I'm going to brag, I forgot, we're also on Eventbrite for the ball.
Oh, there you go.
Yes, wow.
Okay, so you can get tickets right through Eventbrite.
Right through Eventbrite.
All right. And if you can't make either of those things and you want to make a donation, they would be greatly appreciated by the Mary D. Fund. And we mentioned earlier about it being a village that supports the Mary D. Fund.
Yes.
And there's more of the village you want to talk about, right?
Yes, and Mike, first and foremost, of course, all the good we do is made possible by our very generous donors who are across the state and beyond. Great support from the tri-state area, which is always so touching, and the country. But we've got a great team on the island. I want to thank Monty Stover for all his help, and Linda Closter and Sean McGarry. We've got a great Mary D. Ball committee because without their help, they make it possible. But first and foremost, our donors make all of the good we do possible. And I feel the weight. I'm the steward of the donors. So I look out for our donors with the same care that I do for those we help. Because they're making all of this possible. And we give in a very responsible way. That helps people. We're in the business of giving someone a second chance, maybe a third, a fourth if they need it. We don't give up. And I can tell you, it's well worth it. We have spectacular success stories over the years. Our garden, I don't garden personally, but then I thought, yes, I do. Our flowers are the beautiful success stories of the Mary D. And it's this heartwarming expression of faith in each other. And boy, it has spectacular results.
Well, it's a wonderful organization and very, very worthwhile. I encourage all of you to check it out on the many opportunities of Facebook and so forth that Marguerite has talked about. Marguerite, I want to thank you for coming in tonight. It's been great to have you here. It's always great to see you.
Thank you, Mike. We have many, many years of your kind support and one of the most thrilling nights on the island with your concert. So God bless you, Mike, for all you continue to do for the Mary D.
Thank you very much, Marguerite. We're going to go out with another Eddie Dillon song. And this is kind of a novelty tune that Eddie's known for, many of them. This is called L'Amour Avenue, and he does it with his French accent. It's not very good, but it's funny. So hopefully we'll see you all on the island, either at the ball or at the concert at St. Andrew's Church, 8 o'clock Saturday night, the 26th of July. We'll see you all next time on Conducting Conversations.
Jean-Jacques Cousteau, Pierre Trudeau et Jean-Paul Rousseau, nouveau vert. You see, mes amis, I was such a fool back in those days. I would walk alone, seulement through the streets. It was dark, it was dirty, it was winter time, Yves. Yes, mes amis, way up over the skyscrapers and down below the subway, I looked everywhere for my one true love, nowhere to be found. Until one day, une petite jour, I stumbled on this road. The flowers were blooming, the people were smiling, and everyone was in love. It made me sick. I saw this policeman and gendarme. Dis donc, I said to him, could you please tell me where I am? He said, oui. You are on L'Amour Avenue, where lovers come to find their love. Une chance. Strolling down L'Amour Avenue, looking to find my someone. Every time I see something new, I know there's only one of them. She's got the store where everything's fine. You don't need no money. You may be broke, but she don't mind, as long as you're her honey. Jeannie, I love the way that you love everything that you do to me. I never knew I could love to be in love. Jeannie, that's what you do to me. Strolling down Lamar Avenue, looking to find my someone.
Conducting Conversations was brought to you by Roberts Musical Instruments, using music in the arts to keep your child educated, entertained, and having fun. Roberts Musical Instruments is your key to musical success. Call 823-5459. That's 823-5459.